Hey guys, it's Tahira, and today I'm doing a tag. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but I got a haircut and it used to be super long, but now it's like super short and I don't know how to feel about it, but I actually quite like it. Anyway, yes, I'm doing a book tag, which I haven't done in a really long time. I used to do them all the time, like about many months ago. I used to do it all the time, especially during the summer, because they were quick, easy, and fun videos to make. But I haven't made one in a while, so I decided why not do one. The Reader Problem book tag is actually a tag that was made in 2014, which was like 4 years ago, so it's a pretty old tag, but I think it's a lot of fun, so I'm gonna do it today. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and start the tag. Question number 1 is, you have 20,000 books on your TBR. How do you choose what to read next? So I'm not, I don't know how to say it. I'm like not a mood reader. Well, I kind of am a mood reader. Like, I decide what I want to read based on like what I feel like reading. Like, that's why I don't really make TBRs for the month, because a lot of people on BookTube, they make TBRs for what books they want to read in that month. But I used to make TBRs, but I don't make TBRs anymore, because I literally just like, I finish a book and then I look at my shelf, I'm like, okay, what do I feel like reading, and then just pick a book based on what I feel. That's pretty much how I choose my books. I was finding with TBRs that I feel like it's repetitive. Like, whatever your TBR is, you're talking about the same books in your wrap up, and I already don't make a lot of videos. Like, I want to become more consistent, but the truth is I don't make a lot of videos, so I feel like it'd be a very repetitive, so I just ditched TBRs altogether. This is already a long answer, but yeah, I just do it based on what I like feel like reading. Question number 2 is, you're halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Do you quit it or are you committed? I am usually a committed reader. There's been only like 2 or 3 books in my life that I have like DNF'd, and those were books that I absolutely did not like and did not want to finish. But most books, like, even if I'm not loving it, I still finish it, because I don't like ditching a book like halfway through. I usually keep on reading and give it a lower star rather than just leaving it and starting a book that I probably will love, which probably isn't good, because then I'm wasting time not reading what I want to read. My answer, I don't know, I'm just explaining it too much, but yeah, basically my answer is that I usually don't. I'm pretty committed to what I read. Question number 3 is, the end of the year is coming, and your Goodreads goal is so close yet so far. Do you try to catch up? Honestly, you will try to catch up. Like, I don't know. So last year I read like 120 books, and the year before that also read about 120 books. And this year I'm actually, like, I've always been ahead of my reading goal, but this year on Goodreads I'm actually 10 books behind my reading goal. I don't know, maybe it's just a year that I'm not reading as much, and school has been taking a lot more time. I'm just overall busy, and usually I don't know, maybe I'm watching more Netflix than I should. I don't know. The thing is, every reader has a dilemma. Do I watch Netflix or do I read? And most of the time I succumb to that voice that's telling me watch Netflix, so that's why, like, I don't read as much and I waste a lot of time on my phone, which is probably not a good idea, so that's probably affecting my reading too. But overall, I've been busy. I'm not in that mindset. I've been like kind of been in a reading slump because I've not been reading as much. For that Goodreads goal, if like I know I'm probably going to be a lot behind on my books by the end of the year, so I'm probably just going to adjust my reading goal to make it what I can read. Or if I'm really close, then I'll try to like speed read, because I know I have winter break the last couple of weeks of the year, and I know I can read a lot and just like speed through my goal and try as best as I can. So yeah, I will try to catch up. Question number 4 is, the covers of your favorite series do not match. How do you cope? I'm actually, like, as much as I love my covers to match, I'm actually not that type of a person that I'm like obsessing over how a series looks. Like, I have an example of this. Like, I have An Ember in the Ashes right here, and it's a hardcover, and then I have A Torch Against the Night, which is paperback and a different cover, and I'm not bothered by this at all. Like, I'm fine with it. At first I was like, oh no, they're not gonna match and stuff, and I'm sorry if that someone's texting me on my laptop. I have to like, sorry about that noise. But anyway, yeah, I don't like really care about how a series looks at all. Yeah, I'm not really bothered by that. Question number 5 is, everyone and their mother loves a book, but you hate it. How do you express your feelings? If I was in a situation like that, I'd like feel alone, but also I'd probably just make a video about it and post it on the internet, and like hopefully, like, fingers crossed, find someone that has the same feelings as me. Question number 6 is, you're reading a book and you're about to start crying. How do you deal? So I don't cry in books. I have never cried in a book. I've never cried in a movie. I've never cried in a TV show. It's just not who I am. I only cry, like, I think I'm a pretty emotional person when it comes to like my real life, but if I were to read a book and I know it's not happening to me, I won't cry. I've never actually shed a physical tear for a book or a movie. Okay, so I've been like memorizing the questions, but this is a long question, so I'm just gonna read it off my laptop. Question number 7 is: a sequel of a book you love just came out, but you've forgotten a lot from the prior novel. Will you reread the book, skip the sequel, try to find a synopsis on Goodreads, or just cry in frustration? So like if a series, like this is very common for me, like if a new book in a series is coming out and it's been like maybe a year or two since I've read the previous book, then I will reread it. Like I'm that type of person that rereads it just because a synopsis and a summary won't really tell you all the emotions and everything that went on, and so rereading it just gets me back in that world and that headspace, so I'm ready for the next book in the series. Question number 8 is: you do not want anyone borrowing your books. How do you politely tell people nope when they ask? I feel like on BookTube, like people have this obsession about borrowing books. I'm pretty open to lending my books out to people, because as long as they don't like dog-ear their pages. I know that's like, I don't like dog-earing pages. I use bookmarks always. Just as long as you just don't break it, don't bend it. Just like if you're careful with the book, I'm fine. Question number 9 is reading ADD. You've picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over your reading slump? Again, I'm not that type of person to like pick up a book and just drop it, like read a couple of chapters and just drop it. I'm just not that type of person. But if I were in that situation, what I would do is just reread an old favorite. I know I love my favorite books because they're my favorite books. Maybe if I read a favorite book, after that I'll get more into the reading mood and read more new books that I want to read. Question number 10 is: there are so many new books coming out that you're dying to read. How many did I actually buy? Like the very first year I like saw BookTube and I like started watching videos and new people on it, I bought so many books. Like I probably bought 100 books in a year. I wasn't a book buyer. Usually like I went as a kid, I went like every weekend to the library buying, like bringing home a big stack of books home, and I never really bought books. Then I saw on BookTube people had these beautiful shelves of books and I was like, yeah, I want a book collection. So I started collecting books and now I have this beautiful shelf right here. I don't know if you can see, but it's filled with all my favorite books, books I want to read, books that look so pretty, and I love this collection so much. Like now, it's been about like a year, 2 years of me collecting books. I have about 150 books. I've slowed down my book buying quite a bit in the last year. I've slowed down my reading a lot, my buying a lot. So now I really buy books I really want to know, that I really like and want to own. And I've been going back to the library a lot more. I literally I got these number of books from the library like just today. So I've been going back to the library a lot more and reading books from there. So like a lot of new books that just came out the past couple of weeks. I have them in stock right here because I really want to read them, and I don't want to buy them immediately, so I'm just getting it from the library because it was available. My battery is low. I can see it flashing in the screen. Okay, like if you see me glancing over there, it's because I have this mirror. Like my closet is this huge mirror in front of it, and my camera's like right in front of it because my shelf is right here and then the closet over there. And then the mirror, I can like see my reflections. I can see like where I place the books. That's where I like, instead of like a screen I could flip out, I use that instead. After you bought the new books you can't wait to get to, how long do they sit on your shelf before you get to them? When I saw this question, I kind of laughed because it's a big range. Like I buy a book, I can read it and within 2 weeks of buying it, or maybe a year. Like I have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna sitting on my shelf. I bought it so long ago along with Night Film, and I got it for half price books and I really want to read it. I just haven't gotten the time. I'm not in the mood, and it's been like so long that since I've bought it, and it's just been sitting on my shelf for over a year. I really do want to read it. I'm gonna get to it soon, hopefully. And that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. And I have a new end screen. Go!